Hola chicos, bienvenidos. Welcome to Spanglish with Sean. As promised in the last video, we will give you part 2 with the Spanish noun. We did part 1 already where we look at the fact that nouns that end in O are normally masculine and those that end in A are usually, generally, for the most part, feminine, right? However, I did say there will be some exceptions, and so this lesson promises to be exciting. So guess what? Call your friends, let them know, text them, family members to tune in to Spanglish with Sean as we look at the Spanish noun, the definite article, and we are going to now consider some rules and tips that can help you to know to use the correct article, whether it be L or la. So let's get right into it. So the masculine nouns, we have some tips here. If they end with A-N, E-N, I-N, O-N, or U-N, we are going to use L. O-R, we are going to use L. If it has a stressed A or H-A, we're going to use the L. A-T-E at the end, E-T-E or O-T-E, L again, or A-J-E. Now let us see them in practice. We have El agua, which means water. So you would not, so though it ends in A, you are going to disregard the rule, the conventional, traditional rule, and use El, right? El agua. Hambre, el hambre. Again, because it's stress, H-A. Now what about dia? El dia, not la, el dia. Sofa, stresses on the A. So el, sofa. Pan, so we according to the rule, A-N, so we have to use the el pan, which means bread. Tenedor, O-R, so we're going to say el tenedor, which means the fork, right? El lapis, you would have heard of this word in school, right? When you are labeling objects in the classroom. So pencil, el lapis, and accent is on the A just to make it obvious. So el lapis, and then we have el arroz. So notice now, we have an asterisk beside the L, and this El lapis and El arroz, and there's a reason. I'll get back to it shortly. But let's look at the feminine counterparts now, the feminine nouns. So these are some guidelines, tips, steps to help you to use the correct one. So we have the IA and the IE, the IA and the IE. So for example, well, let's go through them first. When the word ends in AD or just D, ED, ID, UD, OD, D again. Then we have EZ or EZA, and then we have IS, and we have Sion, which is spelled with a C-I-O-N, and these we're talking about at the end of the word, the last syllable in the word. And then we have Sion, S-I-O-N. So any of those syllables that you see, you know that, okay, you're going to use, they're going to be preceded by la. So an umbre, don't say because they use umbre, right? So let's get some examples in real life. So we have la serie series, and we did say the IE, so that is fulfilling the rule, adhering to the rule that we learned over here, these guidelines. La crisis, again, adhering to this rule, IS. And of course we have la mano. Interesting, because guess what? See, we were told about the generalization that we cannot generalize. Because see, though you normally use L if the word ends in O, in this case, mano, your hand, you will have to use la mano. Always remember the la mano. Then the ION, SION, adhering to the rule, we say la profesión. La profesión means profession. Next one, ON, la razón. So sometimes you will just see the O-N and you know you're going to use la, not L, la razón. Then we have la luz, right? So you have the EZ or the Z, which means light, la luz, and la voz, your voice, our voice, right? La voz. Then la costumbre, the umbre, no, la costumbre, custom. And of course, la actividad. Now in the last video, someone gave the correct answer, and I hope you are commenting and liking and subscribing to these videos, because it's very important that you get them as they are released, right? So you are keeping abreast of all the information that is coming your way, chicos. See? So they did write, so Rihanna, I think she was, Rihanna, yes, one of my students, la actividad. So it adheres to the rule of D, right, ending with D or AD, right, actividad. So you would not use el, never, nunca. You want to say la actividad. So it's a mouthful, right? You must be saying what a lot of things to remember, but it's practice. The more you practice, it becomes automatic that you can decipher and conclude that, listen, I'm going to use la is the best one for this, or el. But you have to keep on learning and tuning in to these videos to see the various exceptions and the various words that you have to just learn them, learn the articles with them. So that's the rule. As you learn a word, learn a noun, learn the article with it. So let's get some practice. So el papel. Wow, you got the answer. I didn't intend to give the answer, but that's how it is. So papel, we're going to say not la, but el papel, right? Again, oh, as I talk about that, how could I forget the next important guideline or rule that can help you? Guys are loners and girls are Dionys or Dionys. So if the word ends in L, O, N, E, R, or S, it's masculine. You're going to use L with it. Versus if the word ends in D, I-O-N, or it can be O-N, like rason, la razón was just O-N. You're going to use la, or E-Z or I-S, which is similar to the previous guideline, previous rule above. But again, you can choose the ones that make you comfortable to remember and you practice. Cool? So L, so because the L is here for masculine, we're going to, and it ends in the syllable E-L, E-L, pel, P-E-L, pel, one syllable. So you definitely want to say L. You want to use la absolutamente no. Número dos, number two, fin. What rule does it, what guideline can we use? Well, over here we had N, in or on, and this is I-N, fin. So el fin means the end. We haven't reached the end of this video yet, but we are getting there though. We are getting there. So don't be anxious, don't be anxious. A little bit more patience. We'll be through with it shortly, but you must go back again and review it so that the brain will absorb the information. So for later use. So number three, lugar. You might be saying, so what am I going to say now? Am I going to say el lugar or la lugar? Well, there was a rule we can use OR or AR. So we are going to say El has to be el lugar. Then we have pupitre. Any rule can help us? We have the E, the loners here. So we're going to say el, not la. So it has to be el pupitre. Then we have acha. Again, because of the, we learned over here, the stressed vowel sound acha. So we say el acha, which means an axe. So next one, well, let us finish this column. P-E-Z, pes. The Z must always be pronounced like S. So you say pes. So is it la pes or el pes? Well, it's going to deviate a bit. So we're not because we have los over here, we're going to have la pes. No, it's el pes. And you say, wow, Spanish is getting a little complicated, but it's not complicated. It's just variation, differences, right? Makes life interesting. All right, then we have canción. But I know you get the answer, right? Because you're really based on the guidelines, there are the rules. Sion, so it has to be la canción. D-A-D, next one, which means a song. And we love songs, right? Ciudad. Remember, the D-A-D can be pronounced two ways. Dad or that. The interdental fricative TH, that. So, we know that it has to be la ciudad. Red is another D. So, again, without a question. La red, which means the internet. Interesting, not the color. So, la red does not mean red. It means the internet, right? The World Wide Web. Mobile. The rule, the guideline, loners, so L, so we know that is L, can't be la. El mobile, your phone you have there, maybe watching from. El mobile, see, chicos? Then we have bes. La bes, You might be wondering, well, it must be L. Well, no, it is la bes. So, wow, but it's not hard. It's just to remember them and practice. Use them in your daily living with your friends and your family. And that's why you must tune into the videos, so you can be reminded of them and you share them with your family and friends. So they will also, if you make a mistake, they can correct you, right? So, la bes, and the last one, la ultima. The last one, la ultima. Photo. Now, this is one that's very interesting. Photo. It does have an O, but we are not going to use L. One of the reasons too is that the full word is fotografia, which is la fotografia, but it's a clipping of that long word. So we're going to write la photo. Wow, that was a lot, chicos. Mucho. But guess what? We have a part 3 video, because there are some more exceptions. There are some more guidelines that you might know, and you will say, well, when is Senor Sean going to show us that? So in the next video, I'll show you some more with the same Spanish singular form using the L and the la, right? So it was good that you tune in. Please continue to do so. I enjoy and appreciate the time you spend with me. But listen, don't be selfish. Tell others about it, right? Share the information. Share Spanglish with Sean, right? So put your likes, put your comments, and subscribe. Nos vemos. Bendiciones. Blessings.